I know what you guys are thinking. What is wrong with my hair? It's called washing it. I washed my hair. And I just don't feel like moving it right now into something pleasant. So, topic of today. The real definition of slut, right? As even me, and as everyone does, we go on Google, slut, it says slut means someone that sleeps with more than one person. But that's just the action part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody could do that at some point, whether they're making a mistake in their life or they're just being retarded or they lost their mind at some point in their life. It happens, Are you really going to call that person a slut? Are you really going to identify them as that? No, right? Because it's much deeper than that, right? We're talking about the morals that they have, which is zero, right? And that, they're basically classless and tasteless, right? That's, I think, I think that's the whole picture of it, right? Wow. By classless and tasteless, there's a lot of examples, but we're going to narrow it down to something simple. Imagine you're at a nice fancy dinner, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you're with educated people. And then all of a sudden this girl or guy brings up sexual topics. I mean, sometimes it's okay, with adult friends and when you're at a party. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. But if you start saying like cock, pussy, like that's just not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that really shows you how fucked up they are. Like, really though. And what they really spend most of their time thinking about. Because if they're just blurting shit out like that, like out of nowhere, when the conversation is not even leading up to that, it just says a lot about them, okay? This is a really difficult topic, and I like talking about difficult topics. I like challenging you guys, you know what I'm saying? Because this whole generation is just filled with porn and all these disgusting things. Can we just be real for a second? Like, you really got to step back and say, what is reality? What is fantasy? You know what I mean? Reality is being something in this life. Fantasy is ignoring all your problems, going to porn. Because, I guess I can understand it, you know what I mean? But, I, like you guys know, I like to overthink. So it's like, because, once you start thinking about sex and porn, it clouds your whole mind. Your whole mind. It's literally like a drug. You know what I'm saying? And that's why so many people use it, because it's free, first of all. It takes one click on a phone, and you're pretty much fucked up for the whole day because your mind cannot think straight after that. Because you're filled with all these sexual hormones. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know how the conversation led to this, but it did, right? So, the point of this video is to explain that you can't identify someone by just one thing that they do. You gotta look at the whole damn picture. You gotta like really look at them, how they think, how they dress. It tells a story about them. Okay, we should not be saying these words to women like it's fucking, I don't know, like giving a lollipop to a kid. Okay, it's not just something you just give to people. Okay, this is a deep insult. And I suggest not using it unless it's really needed and it fits the criteria that I just mentioned, okay? So do not disrespect women by using this word unless, I don't think anybody should be talking like that in the first place. I mean, but if it really comes to that point where you they keep pushing your buttons and, they're making you lose patience like I do. I'm not going to lie. I'm not perfect. You guys know this. I mean, and I try not to look perfect. I mean, why do I got to wear makeup all the fucking time? Like a fucking cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, why can't we just show our natural face? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying no to makeup forever. I'm just saying, once in a while, you go to a nice place with your parents, your family. Maybe you put a little bit of like lipstick or something. A little bit of eyeshadow. I'm not talking about the whole cake shit. Okay? But, just to show respect to other people, I would say, yeah, once in a while you do it. But on a daily basis, if you're covering yourself up with makeup, that really, you're trying to hide your pain, your insecurity, your low self-esteem, okay? So what I'm trying to say is, really think about the words you say to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just start throwing shit out there. You need to have evidence. Like in a police report, like in a court case, you need the proof, okay? You can't just throw shit, insulting words out there. You're hurting people's mental health, okay? So that's the point of this video, okay? Stop taking Google's definitions word for word, okay? You gotta, use your brain. Because Google is just, they're not gonna go deep into it, you know what I mean? There's so many words out there, they're not gonna, go so deep into it, and they're just not, and many people don't. A lot of people don't really deeply think about things, and that's what I'm here for, right? So what I'm trying to say is, just be careful with the words you use, and if you gotta use them, if someone keeps insulting you and just, hurting you, and you kind of just lost it, sorry, my mind just went blank right now. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, don't try to hurt them back, Unless you've done all your research, all your thinking about them, analyze them completely, then if you gotta defend yourself, at the end of the day, you gotta defend yourself, okay? I'm not saying just because someone says a little thing about you, you gotta, attack them for it, okay? This is like if someone's mentally abusing you, you gotta defend yourself at some point. You gotta, stand up, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know that you see what they're doing to you. And sometimes you gotta respond back in their nature for them to be shocked at some point. What I'm trying to say is, be smart about what you say. Especially insults, okay? Don't try to hurt people's character unless, like I've said for the 5th time, unless you've completely analyzed them, done research on their behavior and personality and the way they think, their morals, everything about them. Unless you've done mass amounts of research on this type of personality, I suggest being careful with your words because it will come back to you, okay? Thank you.